From China to North Carolina, welcome and welcome back, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. Thank you guys sincerely so much for stopping by. Today, it is your host, Galadon. It is the 281st installment of the free-to-play Town Hall 14.99999 No Cash Clash. And yes, I did find my own base in today's episode. We're nearly maxed out. We have nothing but the lab to do and a couple of walls by the end of today's episode. So let's get into the upgrades because, well, it's mostly just walls at this point. But I promise to find other interesting topics to cover during these final episodes as we grind through the last few walls. So make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you have notifications turned on. And if you're a free-to-play player, you don't need to use code Galadon. Just putting that out there. Technically, it doesn't do anything. But if you want to do it anyway, I appreciate it. Maybe someday Supercell will tell me just how many free-to-play accounts actually use code Galadon. Okay, so since we are free-to-play, we rely upon things like the wall rings from the raid medals and, of course, the treasury in the clan castle and a lot of raiding to get these walls done that are never discounted. And being a free-to-play player standalone, meaning if that's the only account you run, then it doesn't feel quite as bad as having other accounts that get a 20% discount on these exact same walls. It feels bad. It really does. And of course, that's time, and that's every other upgrade, including in the pet house, the mighty Yak is finally going to level 10. And that means once and for all that yes, the pet house is maxed out and goes off to the other side. Feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling like, I don't know.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I'm feeling like a pretty solid free-to-play Clash of Clans player, for sure. 154 walls to go and the town hall can go up? I'm thinking, I hate to say we're going to rush, but we're probably going to rush, right? We can only delay so long while we get those upgrades done in the lab. Now, a couple more builders come free, and here it comes. Look at this base and tell me, does it look familiar? Just a tad familiar? Okay, the placement of the buildings in this defense are precisely exactly the same as the Southern teaser link I have shared in the past. So yes, indeed, Deadman Sumit, thank you for watching my videos. And as a gesture of respect, I will go ahead and attack your base because, I mean, what, am I gonna just pass it by and not attack it? Plus, we also need to make everybody aware, fully aware, that this base is actually extremely easily defeated. Now, I honestly did not expect to annihilate the Southern Tease part with just the heroes right here. Obviously, if I were farming, I would have gone in with only the sneaky goblins, sneaked in, grabbed the town hall, and then maybe some of the resources from the outside. But I thought, all right, let's just kind of see what happens if we brute force it. And we brute forced our way to nearly 40% damage and wiped out the first star and pretty much the bottom of the base. Now, you could go on to 3-star this if you had a regular attacking army. Of course, I've brought sneaky goblins and super wall breakers. So at this point, I decided, well, why don't we just see what kind of percentage we can get? Let's execute a pretty solid sneaky goblin attack and see how much of this base we can wipe out. Again, I don't think Deadman Sumit is upset with me for attacking his base. In fact, I hope that he sees it and realizes that the designer of his base attacked it. And I'll say that's pretty strange. It doesn't happen that often anymore that I run into my own bases. A, because, well, let's admit the channel is a bit past its peak. No, really? And two, I don't design a lot of bases. In fact, this is really the only base I feel like I've designed in the past 5 years, other than, say, the lower level town hall bases for Gold Pass and No Cash Clash. And I'll admit, I probably wouldn't even recognize those bases if I were to see one, because they're just randomly created bases that don't really have a meaning or purpose or, let's admit it, a really solid function. But this one does. This is the Southern Teaser. This is the ultimate base of bases. I continue to run this every season in Legend League, and it saves me a lot of time. It helps me hover in Legend League because I get so many 0 and 1 star defenses at around 5,000 trophies. But as a farming base, it is obviously a big time fail. And here we have maxed out all of the loot. We took all of the gold elixir, dark elixir, and we surpassed 70%, maxed out the league bonus, threw a few more goblins in right at the end just to see where we would land. And it turns out the final number was 84%. So 84% damage with a farming army against the Southern Teaser. Again, I'm just smiling ear to ear that I saw this base out in the wild. Okay, back at home, we are indeed running this base on this account most of the time just for grins, but check this one out. That's right. Can you stand the excitement? Wait a minute. I got to do, it's 2 and 1. Hold on. Can you stand the excitement as 6 more walls are going to get upgraded? Galadon is completely out of control. Okay, in fact, that gives me an idea for a future episode. A future episode of No Cash Clash is going to be only wall upgrades, and I'm going to do it in the most excited caster voice I can come up with, as if it were the ultimate final world championship 99 or 100 battle for $1 million, but we're upgrading walls instead. And maybe I can make it sound exciting. Possibly? Okay, anyway, in the meantime, what do we have going on? That's right, we've got more wall upgrades going, folks. Now, how about if every single time I make a No Cash Clash episode that does walls, how about we just talk about aliens instead? Is anybody interested? You know, the whole congressional hearings we just had last month in the US about the alien craft that the government has retrieved. Is that a bunch of BS or is it true? I'm also curious to see if anybody would care to talk about that. So, okay. In the meantime, we're wrapping up No Cash Clash episode 281 with a beautiful status report where we can kindly report a gain in trophies, which is just a pad so that we can farm some more dark elixir and drop. A gain in gems, nearly 6,000 gems, and the hero pets. I give them a 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. And the walls, check this out, from 162 down to 144, only the lab remains. Let's go. Thank you, Galafam, for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. Now get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, week, month, and year. Be kind to other people, animals, and the planet. And of course, I hope to see one and all of you back here again tomorrow, and bring a friend for more full attacks.
Galadon, you said bring a friend. What if I don't have any friends?